I'm about to hurt a lot of feelings right now, but as Christ says and the disciples, just know, like the Creator, I rebuke you and chastise you out of love for the righteousness for the Most High God, that you may see the errors of your ways. We're going to start this off at Surah 5. Al-Ma'idah. Al-Ma'idah 33. The punishment of those who wage war against Allah and His apostles and strive with might and main for mischief through the land is execution or crucifixion, or the cutting off the hands and feet from opposite sides for exile or exile from the land. That is their disgrace in the world, a heavy punishment in the hereafter. And you see, it keeps, even the previous verse to that, it says, we go to 32, on that account we ordained for the children of Israel. So he keeps saying, it doesn't say Ishmael, it says Israel, that if anyone slew a person, unless it is murder or for spreading mischief in the land, see, spreading mischief, it would be as if he slew the whole people. And if anyone saved a life, it would be as if he saved the life of the whole people. Then, although there came to them our apostles with clear signs, yet even after that, many of them continued to commit excesses in the land. Now, I point that out to say this. This is heavy, man. I'm gonna say this first, then we get to the point. A lot of Muslims deny Christ being crucified. Could it be because some of the Edomites, I'm gonna get to why I say Edomites, some of the Edomites were some of the ones present, some of the false Pharisees and scribes who were present at the day of his crucifixion? Because it says right there, those who spread mischief along the land. Now, if he didn't come in the name of Islam, but came in the name of the Israelites, as the Quran keeps claiming, but I keep hearing so many Muslims sit here saying they claim Ishmael, but the Quran continuously makes references to Israel. So, what is it? I don't know. But either way, if Israel and Ishmael were how they have it today, the followers were following Ishmael, then you have Yahushua coming to as it says, go to the lost sheep of what? To Israel. So if I'm an Ishmaelite and I have a different faith, even though he is, see how they try to switch it up though, because they both had the same faith. Even though the mother was a Hamite, it said his mother followed. He was taught by his father to follow the Torah. But either way, it says he came to the lost sheep of Israel. If you're practicing Ishmaelite customs, or what they made in the Israelite customs, because I'm gonna prove later on that it's not even Ishmael. If you're claiming a different custom, it says right there, it is custom to execute or crucify that person who comes speaking something different, contrary to what their laws say. Now, we go over here to the Torah and the Gospels of the Old Testament, mainly Torah anyway. Genesis, it says Esau married a Canaanite, or all Canaanite children had all Canaanite wives, and he did this because he was mad at his father for giving away his blessing to Israel. So out of spite, he went and married Ishmael's daughters. So I guess that's how they try to sit here and claim that they claim Ishmael because he had his daughters. But everybody know in the scriptures you go by the father's name. But either way, but the sons of Ishmael stay in Canaan. But either way, so he takes Ishmael's daughters. It keeps in mind Esau. But it would make sense that Esau would turn away from his father's way of life because he's mad that his blessing was given to someone else. So why would you continue on the same faith if you mad about your blessing, or his children anyway, mad about the blessing that was given away to Ishmael? So Ishmael is dwelling in the land of Canaan and reproducing. So that the whole thing about him being white is false because, well, I'm not saying him being white, but he being the father of the white race, because the Canaanites and Ishmael was dark-skinned people. So children be dark-skinned or light-skinned, light dark-skinned. Therefore, not possible to be a father of the white races. Now, here comes Israel from the land of Syria or Mesopotamia area, same difference. And he comes back down into the land of Canaan, or Esau comes out to meet him, and they squash the beef. And then Esau says, I'm going to let you stay here and I'll leave. Since you've been blessed or whatever they came up with, I'll leave, you stay here. So it says Edom or Esau leaves Canaan, Ham territory, and goes into Edom, or Saudi Arabia, which was then from that point on named Edom. So that right there is that he settled there. So even if he moved further north or southwest, that land, Saudi Arabia, just by the fact that he settled there, is called Edom. Now, here's the part. Like I said, the only way they're just trying to sit here and say they claim the bloodline of Ishmael. Yes, he truly did. I mean, he married and took wives from them and married his sons, maybe. But exactly, his sons were married to them. So that means they still be Esau children. But either way, let's say somehow he claims, all right, it's still half and half. It's still not fully Ishmael. It's a mix of Ishmael and Esau. But either way, like I said, he would have not naturally, but, if I was making a movie, he would be like the evil villain son who's mad because his property's been stolen and turns away from God and makes up his own point of view of it. So, like I said, now going back to Ishmael, it just says only last part it mentions where Esau takes the children of Ishmael. So that means Ishmael was there for years before he came and took wives, because he had to have children to do it. So Ishmael's already settled there in Ham. So why would he go, if his mother's a Hamite, why would he go further east and not further south? If all your kins are from Ham, majority, of course his father is from Shem, but I mean, this is my mother. I was raised in the customs of my mother. My father kicked me out, and my mother took me, and her people took us in. So I'm gonna have loyalty to them. Anyway, so it's anywhere, like I said, unless you can prove it, my status. I mean, of course, some probably did move out, as we do all over the world, but the majority most likely stayed in Ham. So that proves the fact that Esau is likely to be Esau is likely to be Saudi Arabia, because it says he moved out and his land was called Edom. Now, go back to Exodus. Joseph, before everybody even started expanding. Joseph was in Mitzrayim for 40 plus years, was a governor, close, meeting up with the Pharaoh, talking over whatever he had to talk over. And the Pharaoh's son, through any culture of civilization, even the more barbaric ones, The son is always nearby the father to study, especially as they get to a certain age, to study how the father operates. And the father, mostly the pharaoh, king, whatever, demands this of the son. You see all the movie, but this will be your kingdom, Lion King. This will be your kingdom one day, and you must know how to rule. Exactly. So the son will always be near his father. Now, why is it when this pharaoh, new pharaoh, comes into play, does this son not know Joseph? That wouldn't make sense, would it? Unless, as they point out in history, the Hyksos, who are what we call Edomites or Middle Easterns, came and possessed the land, and they are the descendants who still own. That's why it's called the Republic of Arabia, or the Arab Republic. I went to Egypt. It's called the Arab Republic till this very day, showing you they are not the children who the Mitzrayim. So I get to say this: from the beginning of time, Edom has been going to war with Israel, even to this present day. Saudi Arabia is the #1 leader in slave trade, taking people out of what was it, Eritrea and Ethiopia. See, they don't really mention Egypt right across the jump, but because same difference, they're basically Arabs, Arab Republic. Eritrea, Sudan, Ethiopia, that's African blood. That's Hamite blood. Hamite blood. So that's why they're the leading slave traders in the region today, till this day. And if you look at the movie 300, they were the original slave traders who started all this commotion and craziness. And they're still the home of Mecca. How you gonna sit here and allow the place where all people all over the world are supposed to come to pay homage, but it's the same country that is the leading slave trade of dark-skinned people, but you're supposed to go there for your Hajj and pay respect to the same place as the leading country in this world in slavery. Like I said, Surah 5:3, those who come teaching a different word and causing mischief in the land will be crucified and executed. Now let's go even more. I just point out the common sense facts, but whoever Edom may be, let's point out another. This is the time of Jerusalem when they went to Babylon or somewhere around there. Obadiah, verse 1. And the vision of Obadiah. Thus says the Creator concerning Edom: we have heard the report of the Creator, and a messenger has been sent among the nations, saying, arise and let us rise up against her for battle. Then we drop down. 1:6. Oh, how Esau shall be searched out, how his hidden treasure shall be sought after. All the men in your confederacy shall force you to your borders, and the men at peace with you shall deceive you and prevail against you. Those who eat your bread shall lay a trap for you, and no one is aware of it. All right, that was yes. So yeah, all right. So then we go to 1:8. We'll go to all right. So now we go to 1:10. For your violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you. You shall be cut off forever. In that day you stood on the other side. In that day, we're going to get to the next part. You stood on the other side. In the day that the strangers carried captive his forces, when foreigners enter his gates and cast lots for Jerusalem. So that means they're on the other side of Jerusalem, or Yehuda, the land of. Even you were as one of them. But you should not have gazed on the day of your brethren, in the day of his captivity, nor should you have rejoiced over the children of Yehuda. That's even southern, closer to the region anyway. And the day of their destruction. Look where Jerusalem is on the map. That's all the region. So that's like going down to the borders of Canaan. All right. Anyway, in the day of their destruction, nor should you have spoken proudly in the day of distress. You should have not entered their gates of my people in their calamity, nor indeed should you have gazed upon their affliction, nor laid hands on their substance. Go down to 14. You should not have stood on the crossroads to cut those off who escaped, nor should you have delivered up those among them who remained in the day of distress. The result, for the day of the Creator is upon all nations, is near, and as you have done, it shall be done to you. Then we go down. The house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. But the house of Esau shall be a stubble, and they shall kindle them and devour them. And no survivor shall remain of Esau. The inhabitants of the south shall possess the mountains of Esau. So here you have it. Whoever this character may be, pointing out once again, when Jerusalem was being attacked, who was across the river, across the land from Jerusalem, and even the lower province of basically where Jerusalem is, Yehuda. Who would be directly across from there? Watching, and then on top of that, not only watching, but aiding in the destruction. Because why? Why would you be aiding? Because you're, like I said earlier, you're mad that your birthright was given away to those who you see going into captivity. So yeah, hell yeah, let's get these dudes up out of here. Look how we act today. You can't tell me this wasn't happening back then, in a time where they were supposed to be more barbaric, even though history proves otherwise. But you can't sit here, you wouldn't be able to honestly sit here and say that wasn't happening back then, and that wasn't the mentality of the people, to ignore it and just rock out. They were mad about something happening, so they were even aiding in it. Instead of helping out the brethren, they were helping to destroy the brethren. So that's my theory on it. Like I said, show me in your Quran the genealogies, because I'm reading the Torah, and that's where I'm getting it from. And unless you can show me a Quran that has the genealogies, you're just hopping on the bandwagon of the Torah, but then denying the Torah and claiming Islam, which is an oxymoron. It makes you look even more suspicious. Liberation.